Good morning, or afternoon, wherever you are.
Good morning.
Hello. I'm
Morning.
having some little computer issues here, so bear with me. My computer want to get stuck now all of a sudden. So minutes here. Okay. All right, ladies. So let's see. We're gonna get a little jam break here. Like to start my classes off with a little music. Hope y'all doing good this morning. Welcome, Marissa. Welcome, Cora. So glad y'all here. This is your time. Welcome to the Profitable VA Bootcamp. We're going to launch your VA Business Accelerator. And this is your time, 2023. This is your time, ladies. Pull up my chat here. Where y'all from? Type in the chat. Where y'all from? Y'all on the East Coast, the West Coast? Oh, we got 2 Callies in here, so it's early, right? So this is good. It's a little, y'all probably tired, but we're gonna shake it out. We're gonna shake it out. This is our welcome call. Welcome from California. All right. So I like to, if you've never been to any of my boot camps, events, trainings, anything like that, I like to start classes and things like that off with just a little dance break to kind of shake things up a little bit and just kind of relax. We're going to be spending the next 10 weeks together. So we're going to, get to know each other a lot better and stuff, and get our virtual assistant business. If you're at the launch level, if you're, already have a business and you just want to get it leveled up, I'm going to meet you where you are in your business. So this program is for you. You're here. Let me see. I'm going to I'm going to pull up my slides. We have some slides here. And yeah, I'm Tyra Pickett. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tyra Pickett. And I am a virtual assistant coach, a system strategist, and a business consultant for virtual assistants and women entrepreneurs. So if you've never been in my world, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Let me share the screen here. Okay. There we go. All right, so I like to start off with just kind of getting to know each other and stuff. So we're gonna just kind of go around the room. You can take yourself off mute and just kind of get to know each other. So just introduce yourself. What's your name? Your name, where you're from, which you put that in the chat box. What kind of virtual assistant business do you have or do you want to build? And why did you decide to enroll in this program? So I'm just going to go around the room unless you want to volunteer first. And if not, then I'll just go with who I see first. Okay. Cora, you raised your hand. All right, Ladybug. All right, you have the stand.
Hi, my name is Cora. I'm located in California, in the northern part of the California, close to Sacramento. What type of virtual assistant business I have? And I am currently an OBM and a solution strategist. And so I am looking to scale in that new territory. And why I decided to take this program, I have been harassing Tyra for like about a year now. And so she's a wonderful coach. And so I knew she would be able to help me pivot to the next step of where I'm trying to go.
All right. Thank you, Cora. Thank you. Yeah, you've been a long timer. You've been a big supporter, and I appreciate you so much. So I'm excited to work with you again and level up in your VA business, because I know you're doing a lot of pivoting this year. So we're going to get you where you need to be throughout this program. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. And then next we have Miss Marissa. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's Marissa. My son might be talking in the background, so just ignore him. So
Okay.
I'm Marissa. I live in California, in the Central Valley near Fresno. Right now, I'm sure you know Kendra Newman. I just do some virtual assistant work for her. So she wanted me to enroll this program so that I could get better at it for her. And then with this program, I'm hoping that I can learn a lot and maybe take on some more clients.
Nice, nice. I hear little man singing in the background. I love it. That's one of the great things about having your VA business is, you know, clients, they understand, where they should. And if they don't, then they're probably not really good clients for you, but they understand that you're doing this from home. You're a mama more than likely and stuff. So you can do this from home and, have your kids sitting over there or sitting with you while you're doing your work and stuff. And it's not a big deal. I know when I started 7.5 years ago, virtual assistant wasn't as popular. And I remember my baby, she was just born and I was trying to do work with her and people would be like, "Are you working from home?" And it's just like they would turn their nose up at me like, "You're not supposed to be working from home," so it was a lot harder then. It's more acceptable now. So I'm so happy you're here, Marissa. I know Kendra very well. She and I was in a mastermind together, and she's been to a few of my boot camps and stuff as well. So I'm glad she referred me to you, and I'm excited to have you here. So our mission, and can I make this bigger? There we go. That much better. Okay. All right, so our mission for this Profitable VA Bootcamp is 10-week group coaching program. Is to help you successfully build, launch, and grow your own virtual assistant business so you can have the freedom to work on your own terms. So even if you already have a virtual assistant business, that growth part is the part that you more than likely are looking at. And you may have a virtual assistant business, but you might not have built it correctly. You were piecemealing it together. A lot of people come into the virtual assistant world and look at it like, "Oh, this is simple, I can do this," and stuff, which it could be, but a lot of times there's a lot of errors and stuff, and just making mistakes and things like that. And I like to say I made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. So you're learning from my mistakes on what to do and what not to do, as far as building your business up to where you want it to be. And part of that is you may have to relaunch your business if you didn't quite launch it the way you wanted to, or you just want to come back out as a rebrand your business. So that's all part of the launch as well. So even if you have a business, don't be nervous, like, "I already have a VA business, why am I here?" No, because you may need to relaunch it, rebrand it, or may need to grow it. So my job is to meet you where you are in your business, whatever level that is, and to help support you in this capacity. All right. So, am I getting it? Okay. So, how many of these things can you actually say yes to? You're suffering from information overload. There's so much advice out there that it's hard to follow exactly what to do. And you can, in the chat, if this relates to you as I go through them, you could put 1 in the chat just to kind of let me know, where you are, or, how you feel. So you could put 1 in the chat for each question. So one is you're suffering from information overload. There's so much advice out there that it's hard to follow exactly what to do. Two is you search work from home jobs on Google more times than you could count, and you still kind of you're still not really sure. You're kind of piecemealing things together. You have a VA business, but it's like, how did I get here? You know, like there's still so much that I need to know, and I'm still not sure if I'm doing it right. So you're still, you know, just kind of, you know, Googling forms and stuff like that. So you're at that phase where you're just Googling so much. You're simply just not sure how or where to start. That's number three. Number four, you're tired of the minimum wage job ops that you see online in virtual assistant groups, or you have clients, but they treat you like an employee, you know, and there's that boundary that you need to set, and you're not really sure how to set those boundaries. And you're not sure how to raise your prices. You know you need to, but you know if you don't raise those prices, you're going to still be stuck where you are at a minimum wage type job or, you know, capacity, and you know you can make so much more, but you're not sure how to raise the prices, or you know how to have that difficult conversation with your current clients. Five, you're tired of playing small and running your business like a hobby, and you need your business to take care of you and your lifestyle. So you know you're working around the clock, you know, trying to build this business, but you're not seeing the fruits of your labor. You're not seeing the money come through. It doesn't make sense because you're like, shoot, I could work a 9 to 5 and get paid all the hours I'm working and be done with it. But you want this business, but you know, it's still kind of a hobby because you're not actually making money. You know, you want to eventually be able to make money to where you could pay yourself. And you're not just, you know, paying money, you know, you're making money and taking it out constantly. You want to be able to take a cut out for yourself and spend that money and actually see your business still growing in revenue. 6 is you're ready to take your business to the next level. You have your business, but you're ready to take it to the next level. You've gone as far as you can on your own, which is why you're here. You know, I have my VA business. I have a client or two, but I know there's so much more that I can be doing, so much more that I could be making, niche in my business. You know, you may be at that point where you want to niche your business and really, you know, start to become an expert in a certain area to where you can add that price tag to where it makes sense. So you're ready to, but you know, you're not really quite sure how to do that. So again, that's why you're here. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, you just want a simple solution of how to get started that takes you step by step and it actually works. A process that takes you step by step and it actually works. So I see some 1s in here, some 4s, 5, 7s, and some 2s. All right. So y'all are with me. So, you know, chances are, like you're putting in the chat, you have said yes to one or several of these throughout the course of your virtual assistant journey. And I want you to know that I have been where you are. I understand. And that's why I created this program, because I want to help women start their virtual assistant business. Like I said, I've made the mistakes and, you know, things like that, and came through obstacles and roadblocks and stuff. And so I've been able to create this program to help you not make as many mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. That's just part of the game. But if I can help you to eliminate some of the, you know, obvious mistakes, then that's what I want to do. So the goal is, when you are in a coaching program, you want someone, a coach or a mentor, that's where you want to be, and that's where you want to learn. That's who you want to learn from. You don't want to learn from someone who's at the same level as you and you're both still kind of stuck. So you always want to aim higher and aim for someone who's where you want to be so that you can learn from them. So when you're looking into coaching programs and mentors, that's what you look for. And when you get to that level, then you always want to level up and get a coach even higher. And, you just want to keep going forward and keep leveling up in your business. So this is the question I want to ask you. And again, this is a welcome call. So we're going to actually start our very first official class, and I'm going to walk you through the membership site and how to use it. So that, you can make the best of this program. So this is kind of like a bonus call. So you get your 10 weeks plus this welcome call. And it's a, introduction to myself and to let you know, I walk my talk. I've been where you are. I understand, and I'm in that position to be able to help you get to where you want to be in your virtual assistant business. So my question for you is, what would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? So just think about that. You can write it in the chat, you can write it down, just, maybe journal on that. What would you do? What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail, especially in your virtual assistant business? That could be, I want to raise my prices. That could be, I want to be more visible. A lot of times you don't want to show up in social media and stuff, on lives and videos and stuff like that, because, or post, what you're doing, but out of fear of you failing in this business. And if I don't tell people what I'm doing, then if it fails, then I don't have anyone hold me accountable, which is not the way to go. So you want to ask yourself that question. It could be, I just want to be more visible. I want to market more. I want to sell more. I want to tell everybody what I do, because if they don't know what you do, then they can't buy from you, so you want to always, you're your product, because we're a service-based business. So we don't actually have physical products to show people. So we are the product. So we have to, walk the talk and show them, who we are and how we can help them. So you're your advertisement. So, how do you want to look in front of your potential clients and stuff? You want to position yourself as an expert in whatever skill that you're providing. And we'll go through that a lot more depth in this program on, zoning in on your specific skill set. What are you an expert at? We all have those skill sets. And it's just a matter of what, packaging those skill sets and really, marketing that to your potential clients. So we're going to go through all of that. So you'll be able to know exactly who your ideal client is, so you know who to get in front of and market your business at the price point that you want to be charging. So a little bit about me. So I'm going to walk you through my virtual assistant journey and how I got started. And feel free to ask questions in the chat if you want to, make comments and stuff, and I'll look through the chats and everything as I'm going through, just kind of talking about my virtual assistant journey. So again, if you've never met me, never been in my world, I want to say welcome again. And for, those of you who've heard this story before, a lot of people say it never gets old. I feel like I say it all the time, but again, people still forget, and so just to let you know, I am the CEO and founder of Picket Fence Virtual Services. That's a coaching and consultant business. I help women entrepreneurs and virtual assistants grow their businesses. I'm a virtual assistant coach, a system strategist, and a business consultant. A lot of people have coined me as their favorite system strategist. So you may hear me a lot of times saying, I'm Tyra Pickett, your favorite system strategist, just something that I play around with. I am a certified online business manager and a serial entrepreneur. I've built 4 businesses in the span of 26 years. And I am the creator of the Profitable VA, which is the container that you're in now. And VA, of course, stands for virtual assistant. I'm a podcaster and a speaker, and I'm a proud mama of 2. Those are my 2 cubs right there. They're the reason I do what I do. They're the reason for it all. They have been my why since day one, and we'll go through that as well, because we'll talk about your why and why you do what you do. Because if you don't know why you want this virtual assistant business, when it gets hard, it's going to be harder to keep going if you don't have that why really solid to keep you going when you want to give up. So my kids have always been my why. So what do? My superpower, I like to say everyone has a superpower. So you have a superpower too, and it's just time to kind of think about that, as we're going through this group coaching program. And especially today and next week, what is your superpower? What is it that you do that you can do in your sleep, that you absolutely love to do, that you would do for free? So I teach ambitious virtual assistants and women entrepreneurs with online service-based businesses how to build, launch, grow, and systemize their business so that they can make more money, gain more freedom and flexibility, and create the life of their dreams. So that is really my what I do statement. And we'll go through that more in depth during this program, and you'll be able to create your what I do statement. A lot of times I come across VAs and just women entrepreneurs in general who they're constantly changing their what I do statement, which means they're not really sure what it is that they do. And so when they tell people what they do, they trip over it. They don't sound confident when they're doing it because they're not really sure themselves. So you want to have a clear what I do statement, because when it comes out confidently, then that allows the client to feel that confidence and know, okay, she knows what she's doing. I want to work with her. So we're going to really, tap into your what I do statement so that you can leave this program knowing exactly what it is you do, and you could say it just like that and not even skip a beat. So how I got started. So my story started in 2015 for this particular business. I had got married. I was a new military wife. I blended a family. I had just had my second child, my little girl, and I moved to a new state. I moved to Kentucky, which was completely off of my radar because, I'm like, what in the world is Kentucky? We were living in North Carolina at the time, and we were living in different, he lived in Georgia, I lived in North Carolina. So we, moved together in Kentucky. And once I got married, so I moved away from my family, my friends. I left my nice, corporate job that I was with for years. I left everything I knew, to move to Kentucky to be with my new husband and my new family. So my plate was full. I was breastfeeding exclusively. So I had a lot on my plate. My husband, if you're familiar with the military life, he would leave for weeks at a time to do training and stuff like that and go out into the field. So I was stuck with, at that time, were 4 kids. 2 of my own and 2 of his. So my plate was very, very full, and I was doing this all on my own. But what I knew after I had my little girl is that I didn't want to depend on my husband's income, because I've been on my own since I was 19. I've always been, independent. I've always made my own money, always called my own shots, so to speak. So I didn't want to depend on his income. I wanted to make my own money, continue to make my own money. And I dreaded going back to the 9 to 5. I was, completely in love with my little girl, which I still am, and it's just, I wanted to be home with her. I didn't want anyone to babysit her. I wanted to, again, I was exclusively breastfeeding. So pumping was very hard for me. So, just the thought of that was draining and stuff, that I had to pump milk to send her off to somebody else. It just was something that didn't work for me. I wanted to be home with her. So, but I didn't want to do that 9 to 5 either. So I was thinking to myself, what is it? What can I do, to where I can stay home? And of course, my husband, he didn't want, I didn't have to work, but I wanted to work because I still wanted to make my own money. I wanted to start my own business or somehow work from home. So, but I wasn't really sure what to do. So I tried MLM, multi-level marketing. I tried Sensi. When I tell you I tried it all, my friends to this day still ask me if I still do these types of things. Because I was the Sensi lady, I was the Avon lady, I did prepaid legal. If any of this resonates with you, put a 1 in the chat if you tried any of these. I did Pampered Chef. I even did the envelope stuffing. I don't know if y'all remember that, but back in the day, envelope stuffing was popular. And, you could make, $50 stuffing one envelope. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to be rich because I could stuff my butt off. So I was, I just had all these big hopes for it. And it turned out to be a scam, really. I did the paid surveys. I did appointment setting, which I realized I hated because I didn't want to be stuck and glued to the phone making appointments. And the only time you get paid is if the appointment actually went through. So it was a lot of, just things that I was trying out because I didn't want to, do the 9 to 5. So I was just kind of, searching these work from home jobs. And I did, some of them were good, like I did Sensi and Avon, and they paid me pretty well, but I still was not my own boss. Everything that I made, I had to give a percentage of those profits to, the higher end up the chain of that business. So it wasn't my business. I still felt kind of like an employee, except I was working from home. So I researched other work from home jobs, and a lot of them were scams, like the whole envelope stuffing. Most of them were scams, and it was just very, very, very frustrating because, you want something so bad, but it's like you get these, emails like, hey, I want to, I got a job for you, you work from home, you make $2,000 a week, those kind of emails coming through and stuff. And, at that time I wasn't as savvy as I am now. When they come through, I'm just like block, but then, I wanted it so bad, I was like willing to try anything. So I got a lot of those, and it was a lot of dead ends, and it just really, pissed me off, really, because I'm like, this is just, this is bogus. So one night I came across the virtual assistant, terminology, and entered into the virtual assistant world and got, looked at opportunities and stuff. And I started researching my butt off. I'm like, you mean I can do administrative type work from home for businesses and entrepreneurs, actually get paid, and it's legit, like, really? So I did a lot of researching on that, to the point to where I just got overwhelmed. Like, oh my gosh, where do I start? How do I start this? There were courses, but, they were just, I didn't know if they were legit. I didn't know if they were real, because I was coming from so many scams and stuff that I'm just like, I don't want to invest in nothing else because this might be a scam, so I got to that point. But when I, looked into the virtual assistant, I decided, what, I'm gonna start my own virtual assistant business. Again, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know. I just tapped a name on there and was like, okay, I got a virtual assistant business. Now what? I landed my first client because I did a lot of research and stuff on how to get clients and stuff like that. I landed my first client, but I still had that employee mindset. I still, even when I signed the client, I did an interview like I was an employee and stuff. So again, when you're a virtual assistant, you are an independent contractor, you are a business owner. So you never want the client to start treating you like you're an employee, because a lot of clients, they're not even really sure. And so there's a thin line that they try to cross to make you seem like you're an employee, and you're not. And I still had that employee mindset because I came from corporate. I had then 21 years of corporate experience background. So it was a lot of mindset shifting that I had to deal with as a, business owner in a virtual assistant capacity. So I was frustrated because I didn't make that much money with that client, and I was still being treated like an employee. So I went back on the job market, and I did it, kicking and screaming, because I didn't really want to go back to work, so it's like, maybe I could find something part-time or something like that, but I didn't really want to do it. I'm like, I can do this. But, reality was, okay, I need to make some money too. And all these, scams I keep hitting just wasn't it. So I'm like, the virtual assistant sounded good when I first learned about it, but I'm not making the money that I thought I was going to make. So, my excitement kind of went down a little bit. So as I started looking for jobs, I revamped my resume, and I actually put my virtual assistant business on my resume as my most current job. So I ended up joining, I came across a virtual assistant beta mastermind. It was this girl doing a virtual assistant, kind of like this, a group coaching program, but it was a mastermind, and it was beta. She was just trying to figure it out. And she asked, 10 ladies if they would want to join and be a part of it to see how it works. So I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll do that, So as I was part of that mastermind, I was still, submitting applications and stuff like that. And I got a ping, and I interviewed for a QuickBooks construction position with a construction owner. And I knew I didn't have QuickBooks experience, but I'm like, you know what? It ain't that hard to learn. I can figure it out. That was the mindset I had. So I'm like, I'm going to put my hat in the ring. And I landed, I didn't get that position, but he did call me for an interview. And when we started talking more, he said he couldn't hire me for that position because, you had to be 100% a QuickBooks expert. But he said before we got off the phone, he said, well, you got virtual assistant on your application. What is that? And so again, my what I do statement, I had to tell him what a virtual assistant was. And at that time, I was winging it. So I was still not as confident. So, I was just trying to tell him what I thought I knew. And when I got done telling him, he laughed and he said, I know what it is. I have a virtual assistant. I just wanted to see if you knew what it was. So he said that he had a colleague that was, a construction business owner, and he needs a virtual assistant. And he asked me if I would be interested in that. And I was like, heck yeah. So he connected us. I got on the phone with the guy, and he became my official first VA client, and when I say official, because I chose how much I wanted to make. I did all the steps, and that was based off of the mastermind kind of walking me through the steps and stuff. And so I sent him a contract. The mastermind didn't provide that. So again, I still had to kind of, do some researching on my own, and I piecemealed, a whole contract, and I sent it over to him. And, he asked me how much I charge. And when I told him, he was like, sure. And I'm like, dang it, I should have charged more. I didn't know it was going to be that easy, so, you always have that second guess part. So, I was cool with how much I charged them, because I was able to replace and double what I was making at my job, before I got married. So I'm like, heck yeah, I'm doing this, and it's part-time, and I don't have to, go in anybody's office and stuff. So I felt on top of the world, so I was really, really excited about that. So a business was born, and that was my Picket Fence Virtual Services. My little funky logo that I created, I was so excited about it, humble beginnings, and as when you have your business, it'll evolve, throughout the time. So always hold on to your stuff, because this may be you one day telling your story, and you'll have that stuff to look back on. So this was my logo that I created. And I was so excited about creating. I don't remember where I created it at, because I don't even think Canva was a thing back then. So I'm not even sure how I created this, but that's my little logo. So fast forward, my journey continues, and the VA mastermind that I was in got shut down. She was like, it's not working. It's not doing what I thought it would do. She was still trying to figure it out herself too. So she wasn't really the person to be training anybody. And that's what I was telling you earlier. If you're going to go for a mentor or a coach, get someone who's where you trying to be, not someone at your same level, because it was really the blind leading the blind at that point. And that's why she shut it down. So again, I was on my own, and I was devastated because I still like the community. Even to this day, some of the ladies that were in that mastermind, we still talk, so I thrive off community. I love being part of a mastermind or some kind of group, or having a coach. I just need someone to kind of, help guide me and hold me accountable and stuff. That's just how I've always been as far as a learner. So when she shut down, I boo-hooed to my best friend, and she said, you got 24 hours to mourn, and then you need to get your butt back out there and do what you need to do. And, I still joke her to this day, because I'm like, dang, even when someone dies, you get 3 days to mourn. You only giving me 24 hours. So, but I did what she said, and I jumped on it, and, kept it moving. So I was back to research mode, because I was still trying to learn everything and stuff. And now I had this client that was paying me. He was, I never had issues with him paying me. Until this day, he is still a client. Which we joke about now, how we started and stuff, because he would say, you sounded like you've been doing it for forever and stuff. And I'm like, I was not, so he stuck through with me, even through my, my evolution in my business. He's still one of the clients that I still held on to, and he's a great client. And he paid like he was supposed to. So, I was kind of winging it. The only thing is I had a construction background, so I knew what I was doing work-wise, but business-wise, I wasn't sure what to do. But back to, I was researching how to start new businesses, etc., and how to just kind of level up my business. I was researching coaches and stuff like that. I started really getting into investing, and okay, I had a taste of the VA mastermind. I know that I enjoyed that type of container. So who else is out there that I can join? What other group can I join? So I was kind of in that mode, so somebody can help me build my business. So trying to juggle that, researching. Still, I have 4 kids at home. Again, one I was breastfeeding. She was a very needy baby, so I could barely put her down. So it was, I had a lot going on, right? And so a lot of it was trial and error. I, messed up a lot of things. I messed up, tasks and projects and stuff. But it was trial and error, and it made me who I am today, and stuff. But, contracts, every client that I signed, it was like when something would happen, that I'd be like, oh man, I need to add that to the contract, because I can't go through that again. So you start learning what to put in your contract again and stuff. Because again, it was trial and error with me. So I learned to put together a, ironclad contract for virtual assistants. And that's something that you'll get as part of this program too. It covers your butt, and it covers a little bit of the client as well. So, and it's specifically for virtual assistant businesses. So I continue to build my business and continue to, add clients to my business. And I joined virtual assistant Facebook groups. I was still kind of on my own, but I still had them to kind of bounce ideas off of and ask questions. Fast forward to 2017, I invested in my first coaching program. The VA mastermind that I was in was free, by the way. And that's why she was like, I want 10 people to, join this beta. So that was free for me. So this was my first coaching program that I actually invested in. And at that time, it was a lot of money, I think it was $9.97. So to me at that time, that was a lot of money because I had never invested in a coaching programs for one. And I'm like, is this going to work? Am I, going to get my money back? I had all these questions and stuff. And, what if, I fail and stuff, and, just all these questions that you probably had, it's a lot of money to be throwing out at people. And, I looked at it as a bill versus an investment. You invest, with the idea and thought that I'm going to get this money back, and that's how I had to do a lot of mindset work with that, that, I'm not just giving away money. I'm, investing in myself and in my business because I know I'm gonna get that money back. And that's kind of the mindset that I, adopted. And because of that, my business took off. I was in a coaching program where my coach knew what she was doing. She was someone that I'm like, I want to do what she's doing. I want to be where she at, because she was doing the dang thing. So my business took off. I was able to increase my prices, which I was like, oh my God, I'm increasing them even more. Like, this is crazy. Ain't nobody gonna pay this, but again, it's mindset, we'll work on your mindset throughout this program as well. I rebranded my business and I niched, and that's a big thing, is the whole niche. And, at first I was kind of the Jane of all trades and stuff, I can do it all, but just because you can do it all don't mean you should be doing it all, and, I don't know if you heard of the phrase, riches is in the niches. And that's very true, because when you niche down, then you position yourself as that expert, so you're not doing A through Z, you're doing A, B, and C, or maybe just A, so if a person really needs someone who does, digital, graphic design, and you're a graphic designer and that's all you do, then you're the expert. You're not offering graphic design and, oh, by the way, I do, I do bookkeeping, I do accounting, I do, Pinterest, stuff like that. You are a graphic designer. So I'm going to go to you because I know you know exactly what needs to be done. So that's niching down. So I niched to the construction business because that was my background before I entered virtual assistant, before I left to go before I got married. So when I was working with the construction firm, I did a lot of remote work then, like every Friday I would get off, I would work from home. So it was kind of like an introduction without me even realizing it, that, hey, I could do this from home, because a lot of the guys that I worked with, they were remote. They were all across the world and stuff. And I was in one central location, but I was in an office. So I'm like, I could do that, I could, do that from home. So that's kind of where that idea came from. And at that time, I was one of 3 other virtual assistant businesses that specialize with construction businesses. And the other ones were not even active. So I really had to, kind of pave the way for construction VAs, because I was really the only one out there. 2 of them were inactive and 1 of them was in a whole nother country. So they weren't even, over here. And so I didn't have anybody in the construction VA world to really ask questions, and, as a matter of fact, they were coming to me. While I was in this coaching program, she started promoting my construction VA business. And when people started coming in after me and they were like, hey, I want to be a construction VA, I would always get tagged, go to Tyra. Tyra knows how to do this. This is her, her field, this is her expertise, this is what she does. So, I had to kind of pave the way for that. And, it was exciting, because I didn't have any competition, but it was nerve-wracking too, because it was a very hard industry to break into, because construction is a very brick and mortar business. So they like you to be, in the office or at the job site. So trying to just crack that code and get, to working with them in a virtual capacity was very hard, but it was doable, and I did it, and I proved that it could be done. So as I niched my business, I fully systemized and automated my business too. So I started getting my footing, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the groove. I know what I'm doing, and I started, oh, this, I could, set up this spreadsheet. I can do this project management tool, for my clients. I just started systemizing things. What could make my life a lot easier? Because I started adding more clients and stuff, and I didn't, and I didn't want to get to that point of overwhelm, but I used to be like, dang, I need a me, for me. So I started getting to that point. But part of this coaching program, I was able to legalize my business, and it became official. So introducing Picket Fence Virtual Services, but I had a whole different tagline and a whole different logo. And this logo I actually went and purchased from Fiverr, and I'll give you all this information as well on how to create your logos and stuff like that. This logo cost me $10, $5 or $10 through Fiverr, and I was very happy with it because I couldn't do it. So that was my new logo, and I began to work with construction, project management, and administration. So continue on to 2018, I hit my first 5-figure month. So I was really excited about that. And then, I started talking a little bit more about my business, but I still wasn't that visible. I would just show things that I, bought and stuff like that. And, I would talk, throw little trinkets in and stuff, but I wasn't that visible. I did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But I hit my first 5-figure month, and aspiring virtual assistants started asking me how I did it. I was very, very active in the virtual assistant groups. So I did a lot of my, sharing and stuff in those groups instead of on my personal page and my business page. So a lot of the, new virtual assistants and stuff would come to me, how did you do this? And so I found myself providing free coaching and pick my brain sessions, and I didn't mind because I was so excited, but I would find myself sitting on the phone for 30 minutes, an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, talking to ladies and just, basically vomiting everything that I knew and stuff, not knowing that, okay, now they're taking all this information that I learned along the way, and they're going to build their businesses and go about their business. And I just gave them some golden nuggets, and they're making money off of it. And so my coach was like, no, we are not doing that anymore. Maybe you need to become a coach yourself, a virtual assistant coach yourself. So I kind of laughed at it at first, like, anybody trying to learn from me, but then, she made me realize they're learning from you now. You're just teaching it for free, so why not get paid doing it? So that's when I started, taking it more seriously, and I started coaching virtual assistants. And, I ended up hiring my own virtual assistant because remember, I'm like, I need another me. So I hired my first virtual assistant, and that's when I started to build my team. I got, the copywriters, because I suck at copywriting. I suck at, content. That's one of my my pain points is I don't, I feel like I get stuck trying to write content. So I had a blog, and I just hired a content writer to do my blogs and stuff like that. And I just started slowly building my own team. So, so a little intermission here that I'm going to say to you. Your dream should scare you. When I started building my team, I'm like, what am I doing trying to be a manager of a virtual assistant and have a team and stuff? Like, I'm still trying to juggle my clients. So there still was kind of that piece, like, delegation, learning how to delegate. And this is another part of the course that we're going to be learning, towards the end on, once you have your VA business and, you got your client, your clients lined up, it's going to be time to scale, because you cannot do it all on your own. You shouldn't be doing it all on your own. I'm not saying build a whole entourage, but at least have one person there, a VA that can help you, so that you can continue to grow. You have to scale in order to grow. So that was scary to me, being, responsible for somebody else and paying them, and what if I don't have enough clients? What if clients start falling off? Now I have this VA that I'm responsible for paying. I have this copywriter, I have this graphic designer, I have all these people that I'm responsible for paying for, but this is what I wanted, so it scared me, but I knew I could do it. So I ask you, if money wasn't an issue, what would your ideal life look like? So this is another journaling prompt. And these are things I want you to write, go into the Facebook group and share them in the Facebook group. If you have not joined the group yet, go ahead and go in there, because that's where you'll be submitting your homework assignments and asking questions and getting feedback. I'll be in there to answer your questions and look at your assignments and give you feedback on it and stuff, and kind of help guide you throughout the way. So make sure that you join the Facebook group today, so that you can be have access to it, and make sure you join it with the email address that you used when you signed up for the program, so that we know that it's you, and my team will let you in. Marissa, you had trouble joining the Facebook group. Okay, I'll make sure that I get the proper link over to you. And if you still have any problems, just shoot me a message and I'll see what's going on with that. So if money wasn't an issue, what would your ideal life look like? Because you deserve a life you love, so dream big. Your dream should scare you. It should give you that push, that extra stretch. If you just basically go on the bare minimum, then you'll never grow. You have to be a little uncomfortable in order to grow. You start gaining that weight, right? And, and your pants start not fitting right, you start getting uncomfortable because you're growing, so it's the same concept, so you got to get out of that comfort zone. And that's where I'm here to push you and stretch you just a little, just enough, not too over the top where you just freeze up, but we're going to push you just enough to where it scares you a little bit, but fear means go. It sometimes it can get mixed up with excitement, so you deserve that life, so answer that question. What would your ideal life look like? Create a little blurb on what your ideal life would look like, and share it in the group. I would love to see that. So my journey continues. 2020, the year everything went boom. That's the year we had the whole, pandemic. COVID just hit and just turned the world upside down. And, people were losing clients left and right. Businesses were shutting down. It was a complete mess. The only upsides to that was, without sounding in a bad way, but the only upsides of that was that, people that were losing their jobs started going out and building their own jobs. And when you have people building their own jobs, their own online businesses, hey, that's a gold mine for virtual assistants, because we support businesses, and a lot of times we support a lot of those online businesses and stuff. So they're coming on and they need that help and support. And so it was a gold mine for virtual assistants. A lot of people, brick and mortar, they had to shut their businesses down, but a lot of them went onto the online space. They figured that out. But a lot of people didn't know how to use Zoom, so I got a lot of worked with a lot of clients, just helping them maneuver their Zoom, programs and stuff like that, and getting into the online space so that they could still get in front of their clients and stuff. So it was, a double-edged sword, because you had people losing jobs, but then you had people, losing clients because their clients couldn't keep the jobs, the businesses that they had. And then you have people creating new jobs, and you have virtual assistants grabbing onto those clients. So the good thing about COVID, the good thing about it is, since then, people are still building jobs. It's like the online space is bigger than ever. I had some numbers that I wanted to give y'all, but completely forgot it. So I'll remember to do that next week, just to kind of give you some stats on how big the virtual space is. So if you feel like you're in this, space and it's oversaturated and there's way too many VAs out there, it's way too many online business managers out there. No. What's for you is for you, and there's plenty to go around. So just focus on your journey and not everybody else's, and you'll be fine. So with that pandemic, again, I was still doing well. So I joined a year-long mastermind, which, thinking about it is crazy because it was my biggest investment. It was a 5-figure investment. And when I tell you, I just kind of like had a panic attack because I'm like, I cannot believe I'm going to do this. I didn't know where the money was coming from. I didn't know. All I knew is I'm going to make this first payment. And my mindset was, because I did the payment plan, and my mindset was, I'm gonna make this first payment and I'm not gonna worry about the other payments, because if I'm investing this much, I'm gonna get my money back, and that's exactly what I did, because something about when you invest in something, you hustle hard. It means more to you, and you want to get that money back. You want it to work. So that's how I do with all my investments. Any investment that I, invest in, I get it back 7 times, 10 times over, because I have that hunger. So that's the mindset I want you to start adopting too, because, now that you're in this business, you're going to be making investments, throughout your business. There's no way around it. You're going to be making some kind of investment to level up your business. And if you're not, then you're just going to really kind of be stagnant and be the same and stuff. So, that phrase, you have to spend money to make money. And that's very true, especially as an entrepreneur. So my investment, it was a 5-figure investment. And during that time, I became a certified online business manager. So I was in another program getting my certification as an OBM. So I was doing 2 different things in the midst of COVID. I launched this program, the Profitable VA, which is my virtual assistant containers. So I have, my picket fence virtual services, which, that's my systems and online business management and consulting and things like that. Then I have the Profitable VA, which is where I do my coaching for my virtual assistant clients. I purchased my dream truck, which I never thought I would see that, because I would always, I got a Chevy Tahoe, and I'm like, again, all I see is money coming out, all I see is 2020, you're supposed to be saving money because you don't know what's going to happen in the world. Everything was uncertain at the time, and I'm steadily spending money. So when you say, nobody's spending money, and, clients ain't going to pay that, and this and that, I am proof that it happens, that, clients are still spending money. If they want it, they're going to find a way to get it, so that's how I am. So that's how my community is, my tribe is, they're like me, I want this bad enough, I'm going to find a way to get it, so I got my dream truck, and again, I rebranded my business model to coaching and consulting. So I kind of took away the services part with the construction and just focused on my coaching and my consulting. I retargeted my audience to women entrepreneurs, because when I was in construction, it was more so a male industry. So I retargeted my audience. So my what I do statement changed again, and I increased my prices again, but this time the price increase it triple dippled, and it was like, oh my God, like you are stretching me way too much. Like, I don't know if I can do this, but I continue to hit my 5-figure months as a result of that. So the whole, I don't know if I can do this, went out the window when I saw the 5 figures continuously coming in. So, again, fear means go. I want you to write that down. Fear means go. I then became known as the systems queen. So I've been coined that. So I, hold that with pride. And I started guest speaking at different events. I came out of my comfort zone because I am an introvert, believe it or not. I will, I don't like to be visible. I don't like to do lives. I don't like to do none of that stuff, but I know that these are things I need to do to make my business grow and to keep myself out there in front of my ideal clients. So, I do it. It's uncomfortable, but I know it's something that needs to be done. So I started speaking at different, events, different boot camps, different masterminds, just things like that to get myself out there. I have done some interviews and got, writings out there and stuff. So I got my name out there and worked hard on building my brand. So with that, and this is not popping up, but this is my, it's not even popping up. Hold on. It's over there. So this is supposed to be my new logo, which is the business consulting and coaching. Hopefully it'll pop up here. I'm not sure what Zoom is doing, but this is my whole new rebrand, which is if you go on my website, you'll actually see the new logo. So this is my new logo. I spent money on that, and I was really excited, leveled up on the branding as well. So, and it's not coming through. Not sure what's going on, but continuing my journey. I celebrated my 7th year as a full-time entrepreneur in July. So I'm going on 7.5 years. I'll be 8 years as a full-time entrepreneur this coming July. So I'm really, really excited about that. Because, as you know, a lot of businesses, most businesses, the first year, a lot of businesses do not last within the first year, so if you are still standing within that first year, you're doing really good, and keep going, be proud of yourself, and keep moving, because it only, continues to move forward from there. My business became officially trademarked. So that's another, Picket Fence Virtual Services is now officially trademarked. So it's mine. I don't have to worry about somebody coming and snatching it up. And we'll go through the trademarking and stuff like that as part of this program too. So if that's something that you're interested in doing with your business, once you come up with a name that you really gonna stick to, because you may have a name, but you're still like, I don't really know if I want that name. We'll work on your business name and getting something that means something to you and something that you see sticking with for years to come. Because remember, I started off at Picket Fence Virtual Services. It's always been Picket Fence Virtual Services. My logo's just changed, but it's always been, or my tagline changed, but it's always been Picket Fence Virtual Services. So it made sense for me to get it trademarked, because I don't plan on changing it. I renewed my 5-figure year-long mastermind, because I saw so much results working with the mastermind, that I'm like, it was a no-brainer to renew it. So I renewed it. And I launched my signature Systemize Your Business 3-day virtual bootcamp, which will be coming up soon. And as a client, part of this program, you get, access to the virtual assistant bootcamp, not the Systemize Your Business 3-day virtual bootcamp, which will be perfect, because once you finish this program, then you have your business up and running and stuff like that. It's going to be time to get it systemized, because believe it or not, even a virtual assistant needs systems in their business. And that's a big misconception, that I'm just a virtual assistant, but you still need systems in your business, because again, you are a business owner, you are an independent contractor. So don't downplay what a virtual assistant is. You're not just an assistant, you're a business owner. So it's time to act accordingly. And I launched the Profitable VA Bootcamp, this program here, this group coaching program, Launch Your VA Business Accelerator. So a lot of things has happened between 2015 and 2022, 2023. So just to kind of give you the whole evolution of my business, where you started may not necessarily be where you end up, and that's okay, because you saw my business. I had a lot of twists and stuff, but I stayed the course and continue to move forward, continue to invest in myself, continue to invest in my business. And, I have a business now that takes care of me, that takes care of my family. And, I'm able to do all those vacations and do the things that I wanted to do when I started the business. So how becoming a VA changed my life, it's the ultimate game changer. I get to spend more time with my family and live my dreams. I have the freedom to work on my terms, so I can work whenever I want to. I'm not, glued to that 9 to 5. I get to decide what time, when I want to work, when, where, and how I want to work. And I get to make more money, because that's, we want to make money in our business, right? So this is, me living my best life, and this may look different for you. You may, want to travel more. You may, just be a little more low key, and that goes to the whole, what would you do? How would your life be if money wasn't an issue? So I'm able to, attend graduations for my kids and stuff in the middle of the day, go to sporting events and stuff. My son is a 2nd degree black belt in Taekwondo, and I have not missed not one of his competitions, his training, his I can't even think of what you call it, but his practices. I haven't missed any of his practices or anything like that, so I'm really proud of that I could be involved in my kids, whatever they do. If something happens at school or whatever, I need to take them to doctor's appointments, things like that, I can do it. Teacher work days. I don't know how it is where you are, but after these kids are out of school at least once a month, which is like, really, like when I was in school, I was dying I wish we did have teacher work days. We didn't have that stuff, so, I felt like we was always in school, and I grew up in Ohio. So the snow was like knee deep, and we high stepping it to school because they wasn't shutting nothing down, so these kids are just, I feel like they're out of school more so than not. So, but I'm able to, be there for them. And again, when COVID hit and everything went virtual, I was positioned to be able to, help my son to maneuver the virtual space, and learn virtually and stuff, because I was already in that space, so it was a lot easier to create little systems and folders and organization for him, because that's what I do. So, it was just, you never realize why you're in this position that you're in until something happens, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. So that's why I say keep it moving, continue to, evolve in your business, and don't worry about what it looks like, because it's going to be messy, but it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. We're like, I always say, oh, Orlando is our second home. We done been to Florida probably every other year except for when COVID hit, which killed me because we couldn't go anywhere or do anything. So, but just doing all kinds of things and stuff, going to the beach, Niagara Falls, just these are things that I like to do. I like to create memories with my kids and stuff. So, this is my version of my best life, just being there for my kids, creating memories, building trust fund kids without the entitlement. That's my motto. I want to build trust fund. I want to grow trust. I want to, I can't even think of the word, but I want to, be able to have trust fund kids without the entitlement. So what does that look like for you? I want you to write that down today, sometime this week. What does your ideal life look like to you, so that, it makes it more real. Write the vision, make it plain. So you have something tangible to look at and continue to keep moving forward. So imagine if this was your life 10 weeks from now, because it's a 10-week program. You've launched your own successful work from home online business. You have the freedom to work on your terms, you have all the tools, resources, the roadmap that I'm giving you, the step-by-step roadmap, the contracts needed to sign, clients easily and protect yourself legally. You know exactly how to land high-paying clients and easily make 5K months consistently. You can spend more time with your family and live your dreams, whatever that may be. And you're finally clear on your ideal client. So it makes it a lot easier to make that money because you know exactly what you want. So that is it ain't even Cliff Notes. I usually do Cliff Notes, but that wasn't Cliff Notes. But I really wanted you to understand who I am, where I came from, what my story is, what my journey is, so that you can understand that I know, what it's like to be where you are. I've been there, and that's not even the long version, because there's so many things that I could have added to the story, but just a Cliff Note version of how I started versus where I am, and all the things in between. So, you throw something at me, I'm going to, give it to you straight. I'm going to hold you accountable, because that's part of this, is holding you accountable. You said you was going to do this week. Where is it? Why didn't you do it? Excuses, we're no more excuses. I always say excuses is for people, you got more excuses than somebody going to jail, so we're going to cut those excuses, and we're going to, get you all the way together. This is boot camp for a reason. It's a 10-week accelerated program. So what people take a year to do, 6 months to do, we're doing it in 10 weeks. So it's a very fast-paced program. So, keep up. I need you to keep up. And if you can't keep up, reach out to me. Keep the communication open. Let me know, share, in the Facebook group, what your needs are. Ask questions during our group coaching. We have weekly group coaching. Ask your questions. Don't be afraid. No question is a stupid question, so don't be afraid to ask it. Because you never know, somebody else might have had the same question and just didn't want to ask it. So ask your questions. Get in the hot seat, so we can kind of powwow on, your specific situation. We're doing weekly live coaching, like I said, and Q&A sessions here. So you get a copy of the videos, the recordings and stuff, so that you can look back, because it's a lot. So you may need to go back and refresh or remember and stuff. So these recordings will be put in the membership site after the end of each, session. You get the step-by-step roadmap with weekly assignments. If you know me, I love assignments. Like I said, I love to hold you accountable. So you get those weekly assignments that's going to help you build, launch, and grow your own virtual assistant business. We cover discovering your skill set, your niche, pricing, packages, your mindset. You heard me talk that a lot. Your mindset, naming and branding or rebranding your business, how to find your dream clients, creating proposals. I'll look at your proposals to make sure that they're, you have what you need in those proposals so that you can, catch the eye of your ideal client. Legalize your business. If you haven't legalized your business yet, this is something that needs to be done, because again, you are a business now. It's not a hobby. If you're trying to have a hobby, then you probably shouldn't be in this program, because we're building a business. And how to budget like a CEO. A lot of people forget, we have a whole training on, knowing what's coming in and what's going out in your business, because you need to know that. You need to know your numbers, how to market your business, how to onboard your clients when you get them, and so much more. So we're going to go through all of that stuff in a matter of these 10 weeks. You'll get access to the Facebook group. So like I said, you know, you go in there, ask questions, get unlimited feedback, submit your assignments, and hold each other accountable. You know, I've had programs where, you know, the women become accountability partners, you know, because you spend so much time together that, you know, you just start to vibe and stuff, and, you know, you become the best of friends. That's how I met my accountability. I have 2 accountability partners, and I met both of them in masterminds that we were both in. And years later, we're still, you know, accountability partners. So it works. You'll be added to my private VA referral program for paying clients. I have clients that come to me, you know, constantly, and they're like, I need a VA that can do this, you know? So I have a roster of VAs that I've worked with, and, you know, I have, you know, okay, this VA does this, so I'm going to send her to you, and I do a virtual introduction. So, you know, that's like my referral program. So it's easier for you to snag a client, you know, if y'all both, you know, mesh together. And then you get a free ticket to my next Systemize Your Business 3-day virtual boot camp, which is coming up in March. March 22nd through the 24th. You'll get more information on that as the time goes. And then you'll get a certificate of completion for completing this training program. So additional support, you may think, you know, the group coaching, there's only so much you could do because, you know, you are in the Facebook group. So you will be, you know, you put your questions and stuff in there, and, you know, I'll be able to answer those. It may not be as quickly. So a lot of people like the additional, you know, level up support where you get the private VIP coaching support. With that, you get 3 private VIP one-on-one coaching sessions with me. So I focus solely on your business and what your problems are, so that we can have a powwow and really dig deep, so you're not sharing the spotlight with the rest of the group. And then you also get the virtual unlimited private coaching. So that's the Ask Me Anything Voxer. It's like a walkie-talkie on your phone. So you may have a quick question that you really need an answer to, and I respond a lot quicker through that. My clients love it because they have, you know, quicker access to me versus, oh, I got to wait for her to, you know, respond in the group. And a lot of times it's a question that you need immediately. You're in the middle of writing a proposal or something like that, and you want to get this to the client right away. And, you know, the group is just not quick enough. So a lot of times, you know, clients want me just for that reason alone. Is golden. So you get that unlimited Voxer access during this program. So you get this on top of the group coaching. So you get both of them. So all of that you get for $15.97 if you pay in full, or $5.97 a month for the next, you know, 3 months. The next 3 months, it's a payment plan price. And with the pay in full bonus, you also get a private 90-minute profitable VA strategy session with me. And that one you can use anytime this year. So that expires December 31st of 2023. So even when you're done with this group coaching program and you have your business built, you got your clients going, and you may have some questions, or you may need to, you know, some more support, 3 months, several months from now, you can jump on a call with me and you have that additional coaching support. So I will throw the link in the membership site and the Facebook group to this, and you have access to it. I'll pin it. So if this is something that you want to take advantage of, then you can add this to your coaching program. And this price is only for this coaching program. It's a lot more than this, but as part of the coaching program, you get the discounted price. So your homework assignments, and I'm going to put this in the code in the Facebook group, and I'm also going to put it in your membership site too, so you'll be able to do this. I want you to take at least 15 to 30 minutes sometime this week. Write down your intention and what you want to get out of these next 10 weeks in this group coaching program. You know, and I say that I like to do that because when the 10 weeks is up, I want you to be able to look back at your intention and it match what you got out of the program. So if your intentions, you know, were to build your virtual assistant business, and you look at the end of the program and that's what you did, then you met your, you know, your intention, you know, you satisfied your intention. So it's always nice to look and see, what I wanted versus what I got type thing, and be able to celebrate that at the end. And put that in the Facebook group. So all your assignments go in the Facebook group. You can do hashtag assignments so that it's easier for me to find them and, give feedback on your assignments. Make time for your business, at least 5 hours a week. If you can do more, even better. Put it in your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it is not real. Okay? I say that all the time. If it's not on your calendar, it's not real. So put it on your calendar, time block it on your calendar. I call it, CEO time, where me and my accountability partners, we meet every Monday, CEO time, and we work on our business. So, your business is not going to grow if you don't, nurture it and make the time for it. So if that's going to be an hour a day, if you're going to split it up, however that looks, it has to be at least 5 hours a week. I don't recommend doing 5 whole hours at one time. Split it up so that way it's easier to dissect. And put it on your calendar and do a screenshot of your calendar and put it in the Facebook group so that we can hold you accountable. Okay, you said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for an hour, you're going to, make time for your business. Find an accountability partner if you don't already have one. Link up with one of your fellow profitable VA sisters in the group. There's other women in the group that have done the training before you, so they're still in the group as well. So you may find a PVA sister there, or another associate, family, friend, whoever that is going to hold you accountable to what you're doing in your business. And then head over to the Facebook group and post your assignments there to create that accountability. And also introduce yourself in the Facebook group if you haven't done that already. So those are your homework assignments. Let me stop share here. Okay, so those are your homework assignments for this class, for this training here. And again, this is just your welcome call, just an introduction and stuff. If you have not gone into the membership site for Teachable, that is where your training will be and these videos will be held. So if you have not registered for that, make sure that you check your email and go ahead and register into that site so that you can have access to that. And are y'all familiar with Teachable? Do you have anyone just put yes in the chat if you've used Teachable before and you're comfortable with maneuvering around the platform, or if you have questions on how to use it? Or you said yes, you're familiar with it. Okay. And if you already have a Teachable membership, then you just use your username and log in and it'll take you straight to the Profitable VA Bootcamp and you'll get immediate access that way. See, and I'm just going to jump on here real quick. So this is when you go in there, you'll have your platform, your Teachable platform here, and it'll actually look like this. So when you go in there, this is how it's going to look. So you will get your course curriculum, and then you'll have a welcome message from me. Make sure you listen to the welcome message. And they have some pre-homework assignments that I'm not sure if you had a chance to do, but if you have not, do those pre-homework assignments and throw those in the Facebook group as well. There's little short videos in each of the modules that, on top of what we learn in the group coaching programs that you want to watch to help you with some of the assignments, to get the assignments done. And then the coaching calls will be under this section here. So after each call, they'll be uploaded into the schedule here, the replays. So you'll go into the replays and you have it here where each coaching call will go. The link will be put under here, and you can just click on the link. We're gonna go back. Okay. And then after you complete each one, you can hit continue at the end, and then it'll take you to the next module. These will be dripped out after each group coaching that we have. So like module 1, right now we're doing the welcome. So this is the welcome module. So you'll already have access to all of this. And then module 1 will be next week, where we'll discuss, your why and time blocking, your CEO days, and just explaining a little bit more about the virtual assistant industry and stuff, and benefits, your work-life balance, things like that. So we'll go through this more next week and really dig down into, the virtual assistant. And then once we finish that, then module 1 will pop up on the membership site. So when you go in there now, you're not going to see any of that, because they'll drip after each week that we do it. And then these will help you with your homework assignments too, because there will be homework assignments in each of these modules. We'll go over your zone of genius, where you're discovering your skill set, really honing in on your pricing and packaging, the different services that you can offer. We'll do the next module, which is, creating or recreating your business name, just really branding your business and making it look like a really top-notch business, and not just some, bootstrap business. We want it to, look really, really nice and presentable. So your whole brand, creating a proposal, what do proposals look like when you send those out to your clients. So these are all the different things that we're going to go through these 10 weeks. So like I said, it's a lot jam-packed in there within these 10 weeks. So we got a lot that we're going to be doing, but we'll get it done, because you have a whole week to get this done. And it's going to be exciting. The branding part is the most exciting, I think. The branding and the Everyday I'm Hustling challenge, which my VAs love that, because it really is a whole marketing plan on how to get those clients, how to get those high paying clients, and really, book out your services and stuff, where to find clients, and then upscaling your business. Where do I go from here? Your virtual assistant business, you got your clients. Now, what do I do? How do you outsource? How do you delegate? Building your team, raising your prices, how to fire a client. A lot of times we get clients that we don't mesh with, and they're giving us a headache, but you don't know how to let them go. So we'll cover that. And then you have resources and stuff that are trademarks and stuff like that that'll be added into the membership site as well. So look into the membership site, play around with it and stuff. Again, this training, will be dripped into there, later on today, and you can go back and hit the replay if you miss a class or anything like that. Don't worry too much or stress out too much about it, because you will be able to watch the replay. But I do recommend you attend live if you can, because that's when you'll be able to ask your questions and stuff. So that is it for today. Do you have any questions for me as of now? How to maneuver the website, the Facebook group? Marissa, I will make sure that I get that Facebook group link over to you, so that you can and actually let me do that now while I have you up here. Let me put that in there now. So just access to the Facebook group, go ahead and get in there. Drop your homework assignments in there, and I will be answering questions and assignments and stuff like that Monday through Thursday. I take off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the weekend. So Monday through Thursday, I'll be, active in the group and answering your questions and stuff. Yes, Corey, you have a question for me?
I do. When we click the Facebook link, it says this content isn't available right now, so we're not able to access it.
Really? Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me look into that, and then I will y'all both are on Facebook, right? Y'all should be on Facebook. I will send y'all a message and get that link. Check the link back within the next couple of hours and try to get back on there. And if you still have problems, let me know. But I'll check and see what's going on with the link, and it should be the same link. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll put it in the membership site too. So I'll update once I put the video in there, the recording of this, I'll put the updated link in the Facebook group too, if we're still having problems. Okay, ladies. All right, ladies. Well, I will see y'all next week. We have our classes every Tuesday at this time, 11, typically about 90 minutes. So 11 to 12:30. And our next class is next Tuesday at 11 o'clock, which is 8 a.m. your time, right? You're 3 hours behind me, I believe. So 8 a.m. your time. So just go in the membership site and put the Zoom link. And I suggest just doing a repeat schedule on your calendar so that you know to be at the classes at that time. All right, so this has been awesome. I can't wait to, read your homework assignments, and we'll really start digging in next week. I'm excited for this journey with y'all, and I can't wait to dig in. All right, so if y'all don't have any more questions for me, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and go. And y'all have a great week, a great weekend, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, bye, ladies.